different kind of video. I'm here with someone that's actually worked for Mango before everyone assumes that he hasn't, and he's lying. I've checked. He has. Would you like to say hello?
Hello.
So, for everyone watching, can you, tell us how you met Mango and, what exactly you had done for him?
Well, some people may or may not know me as Satirical, as I was in one of his episodes as a voice actor, but I met him through one of his We Need Actors videos, and I had been interested in Minecraft roleplays because I had seen some other series, and I wanted to see what it was like working on that sort of thing. So I sent him my Twitter my Skype username on Twitter, and eventually he found me and was like, okay, I'm adding you. And then I started out as a regular actor, and from then I just got more involved until I started to work for him, actually.
Okay, now you said that you had helped make skins for him, you wrote some outlines for some of the videos, correct?
Well, when we started on FNAF World, no one was building the map, so he kept telling everybody in the build chat to start working on FNAF World, and then I finally just one night was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go all out on it. And so I worked for about 8 hours on the map by myself until it was completely finished. And then he told me that if I brainstormed some ideas for a first episode, he would let me become a voice actor later on. And I brainstormed everything, and from then he had me start writing outlines for every episode.
And then I know that you said that he had you do the Who's Your Mommy episodes, correct, too, at one point?
Yeah, he started out on Who's Your Daddy, and then when we moved to Who's Your Mommy, he wrote the first few outlines of the episodes, and then he started having me work on it because it was more convenient.
Now, were you the one that wrote the naked baby dance outline?
No.
Can you tell me who wrote that, or do you not know?
When was it uploaded?
July 7th last year.
Oh, no, he definitely wrote that one then.
Okay. Because I know that's one of the really controversial ones, and it was a big point in my video that it was this is a really weird name to call it, and I had no idea if it would have been you that named it or came up with the idea.
No, he names all the videos.
Who makes the thumbnails for the videos?
I think that he makes them, or he gets someone else to render them. I don't know what the deal is, but he goes into all the production of the thumbnails.
It's so weird.
Yeah, he's a strange person.
I don't know if you've seen the Who's Your Mommy thumbnail for that one, but it's two babies and they're on a stripper pole, and it's just one of the... I had no idea. Now, you basically made his whole channel, correct? You built it up from after he had gained 50,000 from the Yandere videos. You jumped in then and then started making it because you helped with FNAF World, which blew up his channel. Who's Your Mommy's been blowing up on his channel. Who's Your Daddy blew up on his channel.
Yeah, when I joined him, when he was still working on Yandere and not FNAF, he was at 90k subs, and then with FNAF World and everything following that, I got him up to 500k, and then all my work brought him to 500k, the remnants of what I did, because around that time I had been discussing with his other actors about leaving him, and then he was on his way to 600k when we left, but he still worked on some of the outlines and the storyline we had going that I created, and then he's still, of course, using the map that I built for him, which was the sister location map, since I worked on that for a week maybe. It wasn't that hard, but it was a big project to do, and it was actually fun. But yeah, and I don't know, he's just messed it up. I mean, his mom calls me from time to time to ask me for help with stuff, which is strange, but...
So his mom is also involved? He still lives with his mom, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, he's 20.
I know he was 18 back. He was just getting out of high school, because he would always talk about how he has basketball practice in 2014. It's not like he doesn't have money. Those videos made serious bank. He makes $10,000 a month off of just ads. Like, that's not even counting the sponsorships he gets.
From what I know, his mom wants him to go to college, but right now he's focusing on YouTube, and he wants to live in a YouTuber house in Florida, from what he's spoken about in the past. But I don't know when when that's going to happen, or if it's going to happen.
He never gave you what was the whole deal with, like, your guys's, like, you did this work, and I checked his descriptions for a lot of his videos, and your name just showed up with, like, maybe once or twice Satirical, and then it would be, like, the name of, like, one skin you made. Never, like, a link to a Twitter, YouTube, or anything like that. What was, like, the deal that you guys had when you would work on that stuff?
I didn't get credit for any of the things I did, except when we had characters to body act, my name would be by the characters that I body acted as, like Richard and Springtrap and whatever character else I played, like in Who's Your Mommy. But the one exception to that was back in the good old days of FNAF World, where there was an Undertale episode. He actually shouted me out in the video, but the reason that I don't have him I didn't have him shouting me out and stuff, because a lot of his viewers are little kids, and my target audience for my YouTube is more older teen to adult range, so that would have been appropriate.
But, like, you did a lot of work for him. That's what I've come to understand from doing this so far. You did a lot of work. You didn't agree to get any money from her or anything. He never offered, you never asked for any?
He did pay me at first it started out as a volunteer work, but initially he was the one who suggested paying me, and like, at first I was surprised, like, I would get paid for this, because this is the sort of the stuff that I did as a hobby, so I hadn't expected to be paid in the first place. But then my work, after he started to pay me, my workload increased tenfold, and that's when I started making all the skins, working on all the builds, writing all the outlines, getting him new actors, etc.
So, like, what was, like, the original, like, how much was he giving you when you had first started getting paid? Like, because the videos that he was making were getting thousands of dollars, and it was a majority of you working on it.
My first ever payment was, I think the exact amount was $1,732. I think that was the exact amount. And that was straight from his PayPal, and that was like the most money I had ever gotten at once, and I was like so freaking stoked. And then from there, it was to be $5,000 per month, but there were some complications at times, like he didn't get enough views that month or something, and he pays other people too.
That's insane. What was the thing that caused you to leave? Was it, like, personal, or?
Well, the whole staging, well, it wasn't staging, us having a sort of actor uprising had been in the works for months, really. I mean, we went behind Mango's back and sort of did our own things together, and we became friends, like me and the other actors, and we all still hang out together, me and the people who left with him. And I had gotten all of his best actors who agreed to leave with me after that. So what really set it off was just mostly months of him being so insufferable at times and so annoying and inconsiderate. I mean, a lot of his body actors are under 18, so he has them sit up until like 1 a.m. their time, even though they have school the next day, and he's like, no, maybe you can miss school or something, and he, just doesn't even care about their life and just wants them to act for him because he needs it for his channel more than they need their education or their sleep or something. So he would have them waiting there for like 6 hours before we'd finally finish so that they could do their homework or whatever it is they needed to do. And a lot of the other actors were sick of this, and I didn't like having them be subject to that, because if we needed an actor, it was on me to ask them, and I always felt bad about being, hey, could you act? And they'd always be like, I guess. And it made me feel bad because I don't want to strip their time away from them. So it would leave with me usually being 4 or 5 roles at a time. That was like for FNAF World. I would play so many roles. I had so many different accounts just for those role plays. So it all ended one day when I can't remember what the deal is. We were still working on Sister Location and we were about to film, and I was like 15 minutes late because I was tired and I knew that he would take forever to get there. And by the time I came, he was like, you're a hypocrite or whatever, and he quoted something I said to I'm Alex, which is another ranting YouTuber who did a rant on Mango, and I commented on his videos and said it like it was. And I just sort of got into an argument with Mango, and then finally I was just like, you know what? And then I contacted the other actors and I was like, okay guys, we're done. We're leaving. And they're like, what, right now? Yeah. And then we all left and went to my team speak and just had a bunch of fun, like on Overwatch and stuff. And Mango tried to contact me after that, but I just removed him off Skype and stuff, and then that was the end of it.
It's funny that you mention someone like I'm Alex, because I follow him on Twitter. I watch his videos and everything, and I saw the tweets he had made about Mango, because I forgot he had that channel. Like, I didn't know he had a second channel. I thought he still did like Pixelmon videos or whatever. And so I saw the tweet from I'm Alex, Brad does banter, and Sky does Minecraft, talking about his videos, and I was like, this dude's a freak. And it was about like that time, because it was from the Naked Baby dance, and it was like that time where I was like, alright, and I started gathering all kinds of stuff, and I originally scrapped the idea of doing it because I was like, well, he hasn't done anything to me directly. And then I remembered after like 6 months of it just being like out on the table that I had worked for him at one point, and because I still have his Skype and everything. He's still on my Skype. But it's just one of those things.
Who, Mango?
Yeah, I still have Mango on my Skype.
You worked for him?
At one point I did.
As a body actor?
No, it was like coding and stuff.
Oh, cool.
He didn't give me proper credit, and then he didn't defend me when everyone else that was in the coding area for the chat that we were in on Skype was like, you didn't do it, like, you haven't done anything. And I was like, but I did. And Mango said, I have no proof that you've done anything, where I had the file I sent to him. How many months and like how much time would it take to do like an outline, make the skins for like a series, and then make the maps?
Well, first it starts off with us making the map, and it really depends on how much help I've had. I had a few good hours worth of video footage for what I filmed of the behind the scenes for Sister Location. For FNAF World, it took me 8 hours to finish, because there was like a set, like, sort of plot that people had made. Someone made the structure of the main room and then like a floor plan, and so I just built off of that, and that includes the redstone that was involved, the command blocks. I call the room where I control the time and other little messages, I call that the light room. That controlled the doors, which was city gates, and I had him put in all the plugins I needed for everything, including in Sister Location. There was a lot of redstone command block work that went into making the maps, which wasn't really that time consuming. It's just a bunch of coding in the command blocks. It's like simple. But after the map is done, then that's when the outlining process begins. And usually we use set skins, but sometimes we have to make skins, like I made for FNAF Origins and the other skin makers made some skins for FNAF Origins. And that all took, like, for Sister Location, that the whole process before filming took about a week, maybe, after I finished the map in a couple days, I think. And then I started writing the outlines, and once we had the map set up and not PewDiePie was there for the first episode, I think, that all took, however long it takes Mango to start filming stuff. But while we're working on those background projects, or while we worked on the background projects, we would always have current projects. Like we were still working on FNAF Origins, which was a stand-in for FNAF Sister Location, and then Who's Your Mommy and stuff to hold people's interests while we worked on the bigger thing. So yeah, everything took a little bit of time.
You've moved on to your own channel. I've seen your channel. What would it take for you to go back to working for Mango?
Well, like I said before, his mom has called me and she's emailed me for business propositions, sort of, but she doesn't want me to make videos for Mango. She wants me to make videos for her. She already has a pitch in mind for a video that she wants to do, and she needs my help for it. And she said that she has a writer for it. And of course there'd be payment involved, but if Mango liked the video, then it would go on his channel. And she even said that they could credit me. But, I mean, like I said before, I don't really want his audience. I mean, then again, from making behind-the-scenes videos of like, FNAF World, I got a few of his subscribers that are still commenting on my videos no matter what they are, or they go to my streams all the time. Like, yeah, it's pretty nice seeing what kinds of fans also like Mango, but also like my stuff. So, I mean, that wouldn't be too bad. It's just some people have commented on my videos are like, can you please stop cursing? Thanks. And I'm like, no. But, yeah, that's the whole issue. It's the cursing.
How did you exactly find the rant video I made? Like, it's not really about Mango, it kind of is, but, like, how did you come to find that?
It showed up in my recommended videos, actually. And I was like, ooh, someone made another MangoTango rant, okay. Because I had looked at I'm Alex's rant and Sluground's rant. Sluground's a more smaller YouTuber, but I had suggested him rant about MangoTango, and he was like, okay. And a few of my friends were involved in giving Sluground information too about Mango, but I mean, I try not to be too snitchy, but there's a lot of things about Mango that I think need to be addressed, like his adult humor that's hidden, and because he thinks that kids won't get it, but it's still inappropriate, the things that he does.
Like, I know when I'd worked for Mango, he had several series up, and it's ironic that Brad Does Banter was one of the people that called him out on Twitter for the videos, because Brad Does Banter was actually featured on MangoTango's original channel, The Iron Mango, for like for his shoutout series, and he was actually the last one that had been shouted out, and I thought it was just completely hilarious. And like, I know one of the controversies, one of the problems I had with Mango and the rest of his team when he had an SMP server was his team would be like, because at the time I was really young, like very, very young, so they didn't believe anything that I said or anything like that. And I know it was one of the things where it was like, why is it that he's in here when there are other people that could be doing what he's doing? And one day I had, because I lived in Tucson, Arizona, and we had, where we were living had really bad internet sometimes. So I'd been lagging one day, and it eventually led to me just running around the map, and I apparently broke a ton of stuff. and I ended up getting banned and removed from like everything. So I'd like to talk to you like after everything's still. Like, I have Steam, you have my Skype, I got a Discord, I have Overwatch, I have like all that stuff. And I'm gonna try to set up an interview with Mango to talk about kind of like what exactly has happened, like with the naked baby dance videos and all that, to try to get like his side of everything. This way it's kind of like an even ground, not just like 20 different YouTubers all trying to gang up on him.
I mean, I can't really tell what his intentions are. I mean, after the fiasco that happened and we all left him, some of his head honchos came into my TeamSpeak to try and spy on us, so I had to ban them. But someone had recorded their chat, and Mango had explicitly said to not come spy on us, so I can give him credit for that. And also, his mom had called me or left a voicemail or something around that time and told me that she knew Mango was bad and wasn't aware of people's feelings and stuff like that. So, I mean, his mom obviously knows something's going on, especially when I told her about him having rape jokes in his videos. She was like, oh, I didn't really watch any of his videos like that. I mean, and she seemed stunned for a second. Because, I mean, were you aware of that?
No, I've, like I said, I only watched like a few, like here and there, because I'm not, like, I don't watch like very many Minecraft videos at all. I don't have anything against the game, it's just like, a lot of his videos appeal to like a lot of younger kids, and that's not the kind of content I'm into. I don't know if you watched, like, how long you watched into my video, but like, I'm not a very kid-friendly YouTuber. Yeah.
No, I can relate, but it was in his Yandere series, and it was like, if anyone wanted to search for the video, it was when Logan had been sent to prison or something, and they were oh my god. My sister just walked in. She has something up. Hey. Okay, anyways, he had been talking to one of the character's ferrets, and he was like, they were talking about how Logan was in prison, and Mango was like, remember, don't drop the soap. Do you get it, ferrets? Ha 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 ha. And obviously that's a rape joke. But, I mean, and some of the things that happened behind the scenes were a bit questionable, because we used to have this girl named Frosty. If anyone remembered her, or you remembered her from Charlie Brown, she was supposed to be Mango's little sister, but behind the scenes, and she was like 14, so Mango was like 18 or 19 at this point, and it was
2015 is when he started up the channel, I think. Charlie Brown was his second series on the channel, so that would have been like 2015, which means he would have been 18.
Yeah, so it was creepy because he showed a weird sort of, I wouldn't say obsession with Frosty, but we, like, behind his back, we would all talk about how weird it was, because he would ask her, like, sort of adult questions, like, do you understand what that means? Do you know what that means, Frosty? Hoo hoo hoo, like, laugh at it. And it was just sort of creepy, because, like I said, she was 14, and we would make jokes about that sort of stuff, like Lemon Party and stuff, and he'd be like, you guys know what Lemon Party is? Oh my god, haha, don't look it up, or whatever. It was strange, but yeah, just weird.
It was you said that a lot of people working for him were also like not 18, which makes it even weirder, especially since it's not like there's not very much like on Mango on the internet. Like, we know what he looks like, but other than that, there's not very much anyone knows about him.
I mean, I know his full name and his address, if that's anything. I'm not going to give that out, but I know that because his mom sends me packages. And, or I mean, sometimes. But, we do have a few, or we did have a few that were, over 18. That was, including me, Spooky Hole Gaming, Leaf Pool, some guy named, well, what was his name? I don't know. He was some British dude. And then besides Crime, that was it. The rest of them were all, I mean, we even had a 9-year-old that Mango just thought was so hilarious. And his name was Apex. And Apex is pretty chill. But I think he still works for Mango. But he was a part of my group of friends until we sort of fell out because I left Mango. And then, yeah, it's just a lot of younger kids there. And I feel like, because when we started recording, besides him making us wait a couple hours, we were subject to what we like to call his moaning noises, which was because in FNAF World he would often wake up each episode, and he would always make these horrible, awkward moaning noises of him waking up, and I'm like, people don't make those noises when they wake up, and he's like, no, they totally do, and I'm like, do you make those noises every morning when you wake up? You just moan, and then at the end of his moan, usually something would be there to surprise him, so he would make then what we like to call his gorilla noises. He would moan and then he'd go, so, and he was weird about having to redo things constantly, so we would hear those moaning noises and the gorilla noises for about 30 minutes before we moved on.
Okay, I think that's like all I have. It was really cool talking to you. Hit me up whenever on Skype. I'll be willing to do like anything that like on your channel if you want. Yeah, thank you for doing this. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get Mango on here, and I'll have questions for him, and maybe we can do like sort of thing where it's like you both on here and you talk back and forth. I don't know.
Yeah, I have his email and his mom's email, so if you have a hard time contacting him, I can help you out with that if you need to. Yeah.
Thank you. Like I said, it's been great. Everyone go ahead and check out his channel in the description. He does role plays. I know he has an Overwatch role.
I'm a girl.
Like,
not a he.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. Sorry. She does videos. Check her out whenever. Yeah, it was great talking to you.
Thank you. Don't work for Mango. That's all I can say.
Wavy never land like Benny from the Sandlot, calling my shot. The great Bambino.